Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney, or welcome if you're new. Today we'll be playing my Spin the Bottle TBR game for March of 2023. So hey, what's up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. I think that this is the first time in my entirety of existing that February didn't like fly by. January went like that. And in theory, like, yes, the fact that it's March seems crazy, but also like, I feel like February took a while, especially since it's the shortest month of the whole entire year. It just feels like a lot happened. Like I utilized those days, you know what I'm saying? And that being said, I had a pretty good reading month, and we're gonna get into it because the first thing we do at the beginning of this game is talk about how I did last month on my Spin the Bottle Spin the Bottle TBR, because that will determine if I get a reward or not for today's game. And by the way, I think that I have just kind of X-nayed the punishments for now. I mean, I feel like the punishment should just be that I don't get a reward. You know what I'm saying? With certain additions that I'm adding that you'll see at the end of this video, it involves this beautiful jar with a lot of pieces of paper in it. But adding things like this, I need a little bit more flexibility, and some of the punishments in that like shroud of black paper that I have previously used in this game, some of them are really mean and would really hinder any sort of content planning that I already have for my channel and for my Patreon. So I think that's kind of what I've decided for now. I'm not gonna throw away the punishment prompts, but for now, we're just gonna not use them. And the punishment, if I don't finish a TBR, will just be that I don't get to pick a reward for that month's game. I feel like that works for me at the moment, but in the meantime, let's see how we did last month. I have to grab my journal. Speaking of, I still have to film my 2023 setup. It's like, it's really cute. Okay, Speed Racer. Be safe. Anyways, yeah, no, I still have to film what I did this year. I still just haven't got around to it, but we'll do it when we do it. All right, so last month, I'm just gonna really quickly go through what prompts I got and what books I read for them. And the first two prompts I got were like match your TBR to your current outfit, and I was wearing a Death by TBR shirt. So I was picking a book off of my Blackathon TBR. That book is Bitter by Akwaeke Emezi. That book still has not come into me via Libby, and I currently have no idea where my physical copy is up in my boxes, but I'm next in line, and right now it is only the 23rd when I'm filming this, so I know for a fact that I will get it within the next few days and I'll be able to finish it because it's a really short book. So I am definitely counting that. And then the next one was a TBR Veteran, and I was using Bitter for that one as well because I had a benefit last month where I could double up on prompts. The third prompt was A Secret Space, and I read some romance books for my romance reading vlog that I did last month. Had a lot of fun. You can count dirty letters or the fine print for this one. Then we landed on a mood read. And for this mood read, I actually picked up Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandy Sandy. I actually just finished this like 2 hours ago. I had a lot of fun. And then we had a second mood read. And for that one, I read House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. Actually really disappointed in that one. I'm bummed. More thoughts to come in the wrap up, but that's not what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Then we got a faves fave. Yeah, we spun a lot last month. So for that prompt, I used Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. I read this with Kayla. We did a very unhinged review of it. All of these links for these videos will be linked down below. That one in particular, we had so much fun. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is a new series on my channel where I read books with Caleb and we review them for you. So keep your eyes peeled. Definitely check out my Instagram so that you can be involved in the voting process for what book we read together next. It'll be fun. And then, okay, y'all are gonna maybe be mad at me, and I'm just gonna have to be okay with it. And so are you. Because the last prompt I got last month was read the book that's like highest rated on your Goodreads want to read shelf. And theoretically, that book for me is Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And I had mentioned that if I don't get through this absolute chunker, 1,000+ page book, then I will at least read A Fire Endless because this was next in line. And let's talk. Right now, in my reading journey, I can't read this right now. All right, I can't do it because the way that I am with series is I want to read this and then I want to read the next one and the next one. I want to binge them. And I can't do that because two reasons. One, I have already started series that I am actively trying to and wanting to read, like The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. I'm hoping to get the next book in that series in this TBR today. And two, in my book club on my Patreon, we are starting a new series read along, and the book that that won in that poll is the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. So I'm going to focus on the Broken Earth trilogy for the greenhouse and try to get some headway in some of the other series I have already started as of right now. Maybe I'll mood read this in the next month or so and nothing can stop me. No one can stop me. Like, who knows? That plan that I just told you about, it could go out the window tomorrow because I'm kind of leaning more and more into my mood reader habits, which I love that for me. But as of right now, that is the working plan. I can't do it in this moment. I am sad too, but I know that it's gonna get read this year. I know you all are like, yeah, sure, Sydney, it's been on every TBR ever for the last 2 years, and you're not wrong, but believe me when I say that I will read The Way of Kings this year. I really hope that I'm not lying. Okay, but since I didn't read that, I did try to read A Fire Endless, and let me tell you, I couldn't do it. I don't know if it's a hard DNF. It might just be a soft DNF for now. Like, maybe the mood will hit me eventually, so like, fine, soft DNF. The longer that this series has sat with me, I just like don't love it. And I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, but yeah, I DNF'd this one for now. I am counting a DNF as I fulfilled the prompt because I really did try to read it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to count it, but I'm counting it. So that means we get a reward. Plus, I mean, I read so many other books this month that the amount in and of itself deserves a reward. So that being said, we can pick a reward out of my little reward mug. It's a classic. I got a mood read. So with this benefit, if I land on a prompt that I don't necessarily want to do, then I can swap it for this one and pick whatever the heck I want. Love that. And that being said, we can get on into the first spin of the game, which is my Patreon only spin. Every prompt will be submitted to me by my patrons. Then I will mix and mingle all the prompts and continue with the rest of the game. So let's go on to spin number 1. Okay, let's go. God, why are you the way you are? What the heck? You watch me shuffle them. I leave that part on camera. Hi, Abby. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Isn't it crazy? I know. The first prompt we got was, again, for the 3rd month in a row, a book that matches your current outfit. I mean, I literally am just wearing like a gray sweater. I mean, do I already want to use my mood read swap? Because there's not really a book that I had planned on reading that has like a gray cover. I mean, it's a cozy sweater. I feel good in it. It could be like a feel-good book. Oh, this might be a stretch. Some might call the color of this sweater steel gray. Some of you might roll your eyes. But this War Axe on Valor, book 2 of the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. This War Axe has a like steel gray metal on it. Dare I say it kind of matches? I think it could work. It's like the letters are definitely like forged out of metal. You know what I'm saying? On Valor. I'm gonna choose it. But a backup for this prompt could be the other way and kind of like a cozy feel-good read. And I would choose Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Do I know if it's going to be like cozy and feel-good? No, but like romance kind of is like cozy feel-good for me, or at least like a comfy, nice read most of the time at least. And I loved the fine print. I loved it. And I also want to continue that series. So this first prompt, I'm going to, for looks, kind of, choose Valor, which I really do want to read. Or if I want to go the cozy route because it's a nice sweater, I'm going to choose Terms and Conditions. So one of these for sure will get read this month. Do with it what you will. Let's go on to spin number 2. Spin number 2, we got read a book that involves your Patreon tiers. My Patreon tiers over in the greenhouse starts at worms, you know, like bookworms, but it also has a nature theme. So it's worms, compost, wildflowers, and ecosystem. So I'm going to be choosing Tripping Arcadia by Kit Mayquist. And I'm choosing this because she has flowers all on her head, this woman on the cover, obviously. I think that some of them could be Wildflowers. Am I a plant expert? No. But some of these look like, you know, baby's breath. And is baby's breath a wildflower? Is that even baby's breath? I don't know. The answer could be no for both. But I'm gonna bet that there is at least one wildflower on this woman's head. So I'm gonna choose this one. I also wanted to read it this month because it is Jan's book club pick and I wanted to participate. And Daryan got me this book as a wedding gift. Really cute, I could cry. But this book is a propulsive and atmospheric modern gothic filled to the brim with all the splendor of the Great Gatsby and all the secrets, lies, and darkness that opulence can hide. And it's gay. Basically, we have a med school dropout named Lena who was offered a job to work with one of Boston's like elite families. And so she's working with this family as the assistant to their doctor by day, and then by night she's learning more about the family. And basically she finds out that this family's patriarch is the reason for her own family's ruin, and she wants revenge. And we all know that I am a hoe for atmosphere, and anything described as gothic has a very high chance of me really enjoying it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get this on the TBR. Thank you, Wildflowers. And that being said, let us go into yes, technically book number 3, but let's spin for book number 3. Spin number 3, we got read a book from an author you've read from before. And so far, this is a Patreon only TBR. The bottle only wants me to read for my patrons. And for this prompt, I'm actually going to be choosing The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I already chatted about it earlier, how that is the new series that we're reading in my book club for the series read along on top of our already monthly picks. Very excited to do another read along with them. And I have read The City We Became, so this is an author that I've read from before. So the 5th season says, this is the way the world ends again. 3 terrible things happen in a single day. Essen comes home to find that her husband has brutally murdered their son and kidnapped their daughter. Meanwhile, Mighty Sans collapses as most of its citizens are murdered to serve a madman's vengeance. And worst of all, across the heart of a vast continent known as the Stillness, a great red rift has been torn into the heart of the earth, spewing ash enough to darken the sky for years or centuries. Now Essen must pursue the wreckage of her family through a deadly, dying land. Without sunlight, clean water, or arable land, and with limited stockpiles of supplies, there will be war all across the Stillness, a battle royale of nations, not for power or territory, but simply for the basic resources necessary to get through the long, dark night. Essen does not care if the world falls apart around her. She'll break it herself, if she must, to save her daughter. Man, that sounds so good. Oh, I'm so stoked. I'm really excited that this one won the poll pick for the series read along, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So really stoked to get it on this TBR. So let's go on to spin number 4. Spin number 4 was perfect. Wow, what a time to be alive. We got new release, and I think it's March 7th that The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner comes out. Not only is it one of my most anticipated releases of the year, it is also my book club pick for March. The London Seance Society is about 2 daring women who hunt for the truth and justice in the perilous art of conjuring the dead. In 1873, at an abandoned chateau on the outskirts of Paris, a dark seance is about to take place, led by an acclaimed spiritualist, Valdine Delaire, known worldwide for her talent in conjuring the spirits of murder victims to ascertain the identities of the people who killed them. She is highly sought after by widows and investigators alike. Lena Wicks has come to Paris to find answers about her sister's death, but to do so, she must embrace the unknown and overcome her own logic-driven bias against the occult. When Valdine is beckoned to England to solve a high-profile murder, Lena accompanies her as an understudy. But as the women team up with the powerful men of London's exclusive seance society to solve the mystery, they begin to suspect that they are not merely out to solve a crime, but perhaps entangled in one themselves. So Sarah Penner wrote The Lost Apothecary, and I really liked it. I know that that book gets mixed reviews. I had a really good time, so I'm really excited to read another book from her. And I was stoked that everyone in my book club chose that one to read as well, and I can't wait to chat about it. And this Spin the Bottle game so far has been going like unnervingly well. So let's go on to spin number 5, which should be our last spin. The The last prompt of the game is a beautiful cover, and this one was super easy as well. So for this prompt, I'm going to be picking The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. I think this cover is stunning. I just love the mix of colors on this cover, and I honestly didn't even know that it was a bouquet. A bouquet of like leaves and flowers until Daryan told me. I thought it was like an explosion. This is the buddy read pick for the month of March in my book club. It sounds really good. It was in the running for best sci-fi of 2022 on Goodreads, and I've heard great things about it. What it sounds like is the Immortalists, but make it like sci-fi and maybe a little bit more interesting. And it says, it seems like any other day. You wake up, pour a cup of coffee, and head out. But today, when you open the front door, waiting for you is a small wooden box. This box holds your fate, the exact number of years you will live. As society comes together and pulls apart, everyone faces the same shocking choice. Do they wish to know how long they'll live? And if so, what will they do with that knowledge? The Measure charts the dawn of this new world through an unforgettable cast of characters whose decisions and fates interweave with one another. Best friends whose dreams are forever entwined. Pen pals finding refuge in the unknown. A couple who thought they didn't have to rush. A doctor who cannot save himself, and a politician whose box becomes the powder keg that ultimately changes everything. I think it sounds really awesome. I know that it is one of Daryan's favorite books of last year, and I'm reading it, Daryan, we're reading it. So that is the end of the Spin the Bottle TBR, but wait, there's more! Over in my Patreon, I am starting a new series that is exclusive to the greenhouse, where everyone in my wildflower or ecosystem tier are able to submit me books that are maybe their favorite books, or books that they really just want me to read, whether it's because they think I'll really like it or because it'll make a good video. And I have all of them in this here glass jar. I am calling this the Greenhouse Compendium series. There are between 130 and 135 books in this jar glass container, and I'm going to pick which title I will be adding to my TBR this month, and then I will do an exclusive reading vlog for it in the greenhouse. So let's see which book I will be reading this month. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Oh, it's a long one. Okay, so for some of them, I let them know that if it's a book that they specifically want to see me and Caleb read, then they should give me their submission and put like with Caleb. And this one in particular says the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout with Caleb. So I honestly don't know what this book is about. So let's see. So the first book in the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout is Obsidian. It's giving Twilight, honestly. Okay. Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout says, starting over sucks. When we moved to West Virginia right before my senior year, I'd pretty much resigned myself to thick accents, dodgy internet access, and a whole lot of boring, until I spotted my hot neighbor with his looming height and eerie green eyes. Things were looking up. And then he opened his mouth. Damon is infuriating, arrogant, stab-worthy. We do not get along at all. But when a stranger attacks me and Damon literally freezes time with a wave of his hand, well, something unexpected happens. The hot alien living next door marks me? I thought he was gonna be a vampire. You heard me, alien. Wait. I see why you picked it for Caleb as well. Oh god, I'm gonna cry. Turns out Damon and his sister have a galaxy of enemies wanting to steal their abilities, and Damon's touch has me lit up like the Vegas Strip. The only way I'm getting out of this alive is by sticking close to Damon until my alien mojo fades. If I don't kill him first, that is. Wait, that's so funny. Hey, I might really love it, but Jennifer L. Armentrout is a hit or miss for me, honestly. Like, From Blooded Ash, 3 stars. Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, 5 stars. Great book. Crown of Gilded Bones, maybe 2 stars. 2 to 3 stars, you know? So like, when was this? Oh my god, and this was published in 2012, so this is even earlier. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But okay, so Greenhouse, you are getting a exclusive reading vlog for Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout this month, so buckle up. That's hilarious. All right, I love that. And honestly, I'm not even going to use this mood read prompt to swap out for any prompts or books. I was able to, you know, make it work. The bottle was actually pretty nice to me this month. So I'm gonna hold on to this and maybe use it next month, because that's what I do. If I don't use the benefit, I can save it for the next time. So that's what we're doing. But that's it. That's this month's TBR. It's looking pretty fun, honestly. I'm excited. And that being said, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you are still watching, use the alien emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.